Hello everyone and welcome back to Whisky Wednesday, or Sample Sunday as this is. I apologise for the lateness that this video is coming out. I've just had quite a bit on at the minute. This whisky is, well, first of all, it's courtesy of Tom, who co-runs Tipples. Thank you very much, Tom, very kind of you. It is the 2021 Four Roses release at 57.19%. I don't get to try a lot of special edition Four Roses, so this is quite the treat indeed. We all know about how wonderful Four Roses is with their numerous different concoctions of things and how they can release so many different styles and still maintain quite an incredible consistency, especially with things like the single barrel, which I'm just thinking I've never actually reviewed. We've never reviewed Four Roses single barrel. Well, there you go, that needs to change. But here we have this rather unique special edition. I hope anyone who's watching this who has this whiskey has opened it, because I've only ever heard good things. This and the 2020 especially. But let's smell, let's taste, let's talk about Four Roses. Ooh, there's a heady nose. There is a lot of fun raucous spice as soon as you put your nose in. I'm greeted with kind of mint and toffee when we first start. Quite clean, classic bourbon flavours. There's this really deep, rich kind of caramel, like caramel sauce. Imagine you're kind of eating dessert, but you're drinking a mint julep at the same time. That's what I've got going on here. There's almost some Macallan notes with this. There's this toffee thing which fits in with the vanilla and the mint, and then there's this nice raisiny note. Just gonna take a lean back in my chair here and enjoy that. Something else there too. It's more than just a typical sherry smell. Should point out there's no sherry actually in this. This has not touched any sherry casks at all. Toffee, raisin, there's a very, very subtle kind of acetone note in the back of it. Anyway, very typical bourbon, very typical Four Roses. The only thing I am not picking up too much on the nose, which is what I always describe Four Roses as, is buttery. It seems to be moving more into that just other type of decadence of sugar and toffee and fudge. It smells wonderful though. Like, ooh, actually. There's actually quite a nice humidor smell in the back of it too. Getting that a lot with whiskies recently. A lot of like cigar-y, not necessarily tobacco, but just like cigar box humidor notes. Let's taste it. That's quite unexpected. It comes across as very light. I think I expected this huge invasion of like caramel and oak and spice. Texturally, it comes across as quite light. The spice kind of dances around your mouth. And you're like, ooh. And you're kind of waiting for this delivery of oak. I'm only really just getting it now. There's also some of that butteriness is coming through as well. Very pleasant sensation here. Very, very nice. Tasting and smelling again, getting much more of the corn and more of that classic Four Roses butteriness too. A little bit spicier the second time round, a lot drier. But every time you taste a whiskey once, always come back and smell it again, because those corn and buttery notes coming off this now are quite intense. They're moving their way up through my whole sort of nasal area. I was going to say like canal or passage, but that sounds just worse. But it's in my nose. I can smell it. Given that the day we're currently recording this on, it's about 22 degrees outside. This doesn't feel heavy, and it doesn't feel particularly robust. I don't think that's an issue, because you have a special edition come out every year. Why would you want it to taste the same all the time? But on the second taste, it did become a little bit more interesting. The second smell was a lot better, because it reminded me more of classic Four Roses. I think it's okay. Like, I'm very happy for the sample. Now, a bottle of this is about 150, 160 pounds a bottle. And do I think it's worth more than £100 a bottle? Yeah. I'd probably pay, if I could get hold of one, I'd probably pay like 110, 120. But it's a wonderful thing to be able to try. So thank you very much, Tom, for letting me try this. We'll enjoy that for the rest of the evening. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully the sound problem has been fixed in this video and videos going forward, because we're not recording with all the windows open and stuff because it's so ridiculously hot. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next week. Cheers.